Hi, my name's Amy Boyd. I'm a cloud advocate at Microsoft, and I want to talk to you about building machine learning models faster than you think. So machine learning is hard. It's experimental. We have to deal with really big data sets. We have to choose all the different models and learn about all the theory behind the algorithms, and then we have to tune hyperparameters and start deploying models. It feels like it's such a high barrier to entry when getting into the machine learning space to build a project. But what if there was a no-code machine learning solution that could help us? Well, as a part of the Azure Machine Learning Studio, you actually get access to the Azure Machine Learning Designer. The Designer is a UI-based machine learning model builder where you can click and drag lots of different modules onto the screen and build out your own bespoke machine learning models. So let's take a look at what this looks like. So I'm inside the Azure Machine Learning Studio. We can see lots of different things happening. This is where my project teams sit and we build machine learning models. If I go over to the left, I can see the designer. If I click on the designer option, we can see I can choose previously built algorithms that I can review and research, or I can actually build a brand new one. We can see all of the different things that I've run, and you can actually click on them to see a preview. If I click into one of my experiments, we're now sitting in the workspace, and we can see that we have the start of a machine learning experiment happening. If I click on one of these modules and I click on outputs, we can see that I can actually get a preview of up to 100 rows of our data, and I can scroll across and take a look at all of those values. In this case, I can remove or add different columns to my data set. I can also split my data into training and testing data sets, and we can actually feed these in to build our machine learning model. If I go over to the left here and open the drop down for machine learning algorithms, you can see there's loads of different algorithms to choose from. If I click and drag a boosted decision tree regression algorithm onto the workspace, we can see all the different options that I can actually edit. Once we've chosen our algorithm, I'm going to go into model training and drag train model onto the workspace. And then the key thing here is actually being able to click and drag and actually connect these modules together. So connecting the algorithm and then connecting the data. In the train model options, if I click edit column, I can actually click on the drop down and choose value, which is going to be the value that I'm actually going to predict. So now we can go into the model scoring and evaluation category, and if we click and drag the score module on and then the evaluate module, and what we want to do is actually connect them up. So I connect my trained algorithm, and then I actually want to connect it to my test data set. Then finally connecting my score module to the evaluate module to get some evaluation metrics. Once I'm happy with my experiment, I can click on the run button, and it will go away and run this on our scalable compute. Whilst that's running, let's take a look at one that we created earlier. So we can see that once it has run, you get a green ticks by all of the different outputs. And then what we can do is you can actually click on any of these modules and review what the data set looks like. Then if we click on visualize, we can see all of the data that we saw before, but if we scroll right across to the end, now we have this scored labels column, which is all the predictions that it's made against that value column that we chose for training. So once you're happy with your machine learning model, you can actually start to create an inference pipeline. That's when we start thinking about what do we want to do when we're passing our model new data. So we click on create an inference pipeline and then choose a real-time one. That will actually create us a model that looks like this. So it will put web service inputs and web service outputs onto the model, and it will also combine our algorithm and our data together to make our trained model. This is a great way to see that you can actually deploy this service into a container where your data will come into the model and also where it will leave the model. And so it's easy to know how you will build this into an application. So we saw the Azure Machine Learning Designer in action. We saw how we could build a model quite quickly, but also send it all the way to deployment. If you're starting to learn about machine learning and you want to know more about these different algorithms that are available, I highly recommend checking out the cheat sheet. So that's at aka.ms algorithm cheat sheet. You can read up on why you might choose all those different algorithms and also which ones you use for different types of problems. If you want to learn more about building machine learning models faster than you think, check out aka.ms Mythbuster-designer.